All right, y'all, this is J Nell's voice you're listening to. This is my last toothless video because I finally got a disappointment, y'all, on Saturday, and I'm so happy. So this is the last time you guys are going to have to hear me with my effed up F's and V's because, I lost 2 crowns, one in the front of my mouth, and finally, they're going to get fixed. But either way, for my last toothless video, I'm very excited to be here for my UFC 249 prediction video. And real quick, let's talk about the pandemic. How's that going to affect the fighters? I think it could be good and bad. It could be good as far as like having time to heal for the fighters that have those nagging injuries, which is basically all of them. Also, for fighters who fight and train away from their families, this could be ease on them emotionally and mentally. So it could be some positives here. Of course, there could be some negatives. Fighters who are used to training in gyms with other people, nice training partners and stuff like that, they need that extra energy around them. For them, this could be bad. I don't think it's long enough to actually have any sort of ring rust. So this is more of emotional type, mental type, can you be ready? However, it could affect the cardio, could affect people's cardio. So what are your thoughts on how the pandemic is going to affect all of the fighters? Now, this event is happening on Saturday. It's coming from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm only going to do the main card for now, although please look out for my Twitter and Instagram for me to do other picks because the undercard is super stacked as well. But for now, main card. First up, I'm choosing Yorgan De Castro to beat Greg Hardy. Someone let me know if Yorgan is the underdog. I might place a little bet. I'm bored. Y'all know I don't bet, but I'm bored. Greg Hardy, of course, is improving every time we see him. But Yorgan De Castro, I don't know. There's something about him. His mechanics, the way he can generate power from such a small distance in close quarters. I think he has better cardio than he looks. And I actually think he might be more powerful than Greg Hardy. So, again, I'm choosing Yorgan, but that really could go either way. You know how the big boys do. Next up, I'm choosing Jeremy Stephens to beat Calvin Kattar. This is one where I might renege. I don't know. I think the pandemic with Jeremy being 37 years old and having a family, I think it would be some good things there for him. Calvin, however, he does have the 2-inch reach and foot advantage. I think he might be slightly faster. I don't know if he's, I know he hasn't fought anyone with the power, the likes of Jeremy Stephens. So Jeremy Stephens, your cardio has been known to gas. So, but can Calvin survive the initial onslaught, that first round, that second round? I don't know. So I'm picking Jeremy Stephens, but this is one I'm definitely going back and forth on. Next up, I'm choosing Francis Ngannou to beat Jairzinho Rozenstruik. They're actually roughly the same size, except for Francis does have a 5-inch reach advantage with the hands. And Francis, you haven't fought for a while. So my question is, because I've been screaming at you for a while, to get with the Klitschko brothers or something. Get yourself a traditional boxing jab. With your hand speed, I think you're going to be faster than him. With that your athletic ability, agility at your size, you are a phenom. If you got great takedown defense and a jab, I do believe you could become champion. So for me, I'm waiting to see, Francis, have you improved? Have you been working on your TD defense? Rozenstruik, do you have a grappling game, a ground game? Do you have a ground game? Because if you do, that's your way to get through to Francis. But, Curtis Blade had a ground game, and we saw how that happened, right? Right. So, picking Francis Ngannou to beat Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Now, for the first of our so-called title fights, but, really, this is the only title fight. This is the co-main event. And we're seeing a UFC bantamweight champion, Mr. Henry Triple C Cejudo, taking on Dominic the Dominator Cruz, y'all. And quick question. How did Dominic get this fight? He hasn't fought in over 3 years. He's coming off a loss to Cody Garbrandt. You got Petr Yan, Aljamain Sterling, a number of other fighters in the division who should be ranked higher than him. How did he get this fight? My suspicion, it was Henry Cejudo said, hey, I want the next big name, since it can't be Jose Aldo. For those of you who don't know, should have been Jose Aldo, but because the U.S. Embassy in Brazil is not renewing visas, that's why he is not fighting. He's not injured or anything like that. Henry Cejudo, who, if you check out my Champions Talk video with Henry Cejudo, I lay it down, the amount of work that he has put in and that he has earned the right to dictate where his career is going to go next. And Henry has said, you know what? I want some money. I want money. And that's how he's picking his fights right now. So for those of you guys who are complaining, the Aljamains and all of that, the Petors, get your game up. Get your name up. And I mean outside of the ring. Do the work like Henry. Make yourself a star. Whether it's for good reasons or bad. Aljamain, you've been squawking a lot. Every other day you should be going on a rant on Instagram Live and wow, you the man. Go at him. Go hard. Go at everybody. Go at the whole top 10. Get your name up. Petter, you ain't got to speak English. Take a cue from Asuka for all my WWE fans. Take a cue from Asuka. She gives great promos in Japanese. So y'all can do it. Lean into your families. Like Alexander Volkanovski. Check out my Champions Talk video on him. He pulled us into his family. It's all about his daughters, his wife. It's great videos. TikTok videos, great. So you can do the work to get your name up so you can actually get picked for these big fights, these big moments, instead of watching like all of us and complaining. Now, let's talk about the actual breakdown. Dominic Cruz, the challenger, he revolutionized the game as far as movement. Weird everything. Crazy angles with his punches. Crazy angles with his footwork. Crazy positions with his head movement and where he places his head. His lateral movement. Standing basically sideways so you have no target. Lowering you into a false sense of security with just odd movement. Baiting you into bad positioning while he's pointing his way to a victory. He's hitting you the whole time. The whole time you're trying to figure out how to hit him and missing, he's hitting you the whole time. He has a 4-inch reach advantage with the hands and with the feet. He's going to need to use all of that against Henry Cejudo. That's your way to victory here, Dominic. Point your way to a victory here. Don't get near him. Don't get near him. All right, as far as cardio, you're both going to have great cardio. I'm not worried about that on either one of you. Henry Cejudo, even though you are technically the smaller man, not only do I think you're going to be physically more powerful due to your wrestling background, I also think you're going to have more punching power. From what I saw with you and Marlon Moraes, not only can you take power, because Marlon Moraes hits harder than Dominic Cruz, you can dish out some real power that can take out men who are bigger than you. So you have to get inside of that reach advantage. And your luck, I actually think you might be faster than him too, because all the flyweights are faster than all the bantamweights. We saw that here. You look like Demetrius Johnson against freaking Marlon Moraes. So use that speed, get inside of that reach advantage, and then go off. Go off. Much to the way you bit down and you beat Marlon Moraes in them latter, that was at round 3 when you finished him. I think that's the approach you're going to need to have here. Bite down, straight lines. Don't counter his awkward movement with awkward movement. Counter his awkward movement with straight lines. Walk him down. Put your hands up, protect yourself, get inside, get your hands on him. If you can get him down, I do believe you're superior grappler, ground and pound. Either way, again, both have good cardio. So I don't know if this is going to go all 5 rounds or not. I'm not sure. If there's anyone who's going to stop the fight, finish the fight, I do believe it's going to be Henry Cejudo. Who am I going to pick? The King of Cringe. Sticking with Henry Cejudo. Now, main event. And we're seeing, now the reason why I say this really isn't a title shot, we're seeing a UFC interim champion, Mr. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson, take on Justin Gaethe. Someone let me know. Oh, that was so ridiculous. I'm sorry, you guys. I get really crazy when I'm not, it's just my voice. Okay, someone let me know if Justin Gaethje has a nickname. It escapes me right now. Is it like 12 gauge or something like that? Anyway, Tony Ferguson's already interim champion. But I guess this is for another interim belt. Did he give away the interim belt? Was he stripped of the interim belt? Someone let me know. How is this for an interim belt when Tony Ferguson is already the interim champion? Let me know what happened there. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. The challenger, Justin Gaethje. He has a wrestling base, but he's known for that one-punch knockout power. One hit of quitters, baby. And he will have it for all 5 rounds. Cardio, though, I do think that Tony will have, I know Tony will have better cardio. So for me, Justin, I think you need to work towards a finish in the first 3 rounds here. I think you need to use your kicks. You have underrated kicks. Very powerful. Very hard. Try to take apart Tony's lead leg. Hamper some of that awkward movement that you know he's going to put on you. So tear apart the lead leg. Try to move forward. Put your hands up. I know you said you like to use your head to block, but don't do that here. Try to get on the inside of Tony Ferguson's 6-inch reach advantage, and then you do damage. Up against the cage, dirty boxing, lay on him, make him hold your weight. But I'm not so sure you should take him down. I'm not so sure you're better on the ground, even though you have the wrestling base and you might be physically stronger, because of how slick Tony Ferguson is on the ground. So I actually think you should keep this standing, but up against the cage, dirty boxing, close quarters, that sort of thing. Use your kicks, tear apart the lead leg. Don't get overzealous. Don't chase. Tony Ferguson, you have a 6-inch reach advantage. Use it. Use that, but also threaten for the takedown as well, because I actually think you're going to be better on the ground as a grappler. Not only do you have that crazy offensive submission game, you do crazy damage even off your back. So even if Justin does take you down, you're still dangerous. So you need to threaten the takedown within your movement, the awkward movement, and the stand-up game. Do not be willing to brawl. You're kind of crazy. You like seeing your own blood. Don't do that here. Don't mess around with Justin Gaethje. You get your butt knocked out, okay? So, for Tony, keep this on the outside while sprinkling in your takedown attempts, doing your weird things, cartwheel, kicks, and all of that. Do all that. But be safe. Don't take unnecessary risk. Try to bait him into bad movement. And if you get on the ground, I definitely think you can outsmart him on the ground. And you can pull off a submission from anywhere, standing on the ground, on the feet. So again, use your brain. Bait him in a bad movement. Use the space widely. Pick your shots to move in for your takedowns. Use all of your tools. And don't get baited into a brawl. And please win. Tony. I've been trying. I need to see the fight against Khabib. Tony, please win. This is dangerous. This is going to be a great fight. This is dangerous. Tony, please win. Okay, that's it. I'm picking Tony Ferguson. Let me know your picks, injury updates, how you feel about this fight even going down, how you feel about the pandemic, how it's going to affect everybody. Does Justin Gaethje have a nickname? Let me know everything. Your picks on the undercard. Please look out. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I will have additional picks and possible renegs. I'm on Snapchat. Subscribe, like, talk to me. Take care, and goodbye.